Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fully Booked, the Hidden Gems author podcast, in which Craig Touch and myself, Roland Hume, get to chat some of the interesting figures and leading lights of this crazy industry we're in of writing and self-publishing. And today we are very, very excited to have a special guest, Cary Richards, who is the co-founder and CEO of Infostack. And he is here to tell us all about what Infostack does. So, Cary, it is a great pleasure to have you here today. How are you doing?
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Oh, well, we are very grateful for you joining us. And of course, we wouldn't be here without the man himself, Craig Touch, the owner and founder of Hidden Gems and an author himself. How are you doing today, Craig?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Roland. And thanks to Cary for coming on. I know you're really busy, especially leading up to the big event that you guys have planned, which, we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But I first wanted to let you have the floor to talk a little bit about Infostack, to give the listeners an idea of what it is. And some of the authors that I work with have used one of the packages a while back. I think it was last year. You had a very specific author package that we had sent out, and I know a lot of our authors took advantage of that. So why don't you take it away? Tell us a little bit about Infostack and how it all goes, and specifically as it pertains to authors, but in general as well. And then we'll talk about your upcoming event.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So yeah, Infostack. We've been around since mid-June of 2018. So it's been almost 5 years. And it was my original idea. And I hired a guy to help me get the first stack launched. And then we did so well that he came back to me and said, you really need a partner. So I call myself the co-founder because my partner's been around since the first one anyway. So what we do, what Infostack is we are one of the premier discount bundle sites on the web. And we go out in a number of different niches and verticals, and we put together these promotional bundles. We call them stacks. And what that looks like is we usually find anywhere between 30 and 50 contributors who each one has some form of usually digital information product, something of value, something, a resource or an information product or something that has some value to the avatar of whatever stack that we're putting together. And so, and then we offer that. We create a bundle, and we offer it for a period of 1 week usually. So it's for sale for 1 week, and then the people who purchase that we'll usually have about a year to go ahead and get into the download portal page and download whatever resources in there for them. They're usually very highly discounted. There will usually be about anywhere from $2,500 to as much as $7,000 worth of stuff in the stack, and we'll sell it for $49. So really highly discounted information. All of it very, very good, solid, usable. We want all of the content in the stacks to be a quote real product, so that it's not just a bunch of lead magnets or cobbled together stuff. They're actual real products that are currently for sale elsewhere. So that's basically how the stacks work. We usually do about 2 a month in different niches. It just so happens, though, that, and it just sort of organically happened, my partner and I both have a background in self-publishing. And the first stack we ever did that was super successful was a self-publishing stack. And so it's just sort of organically happened over the last 5 years that the writing and self-publishing space happens to be the biggest niche that we work within. And so we have, we put together a whole bunch of stuff for writers and self-publishers. We run probably 5 or 6 different bundled events, but stacks. We call our bundle stacks throughout the year. And then we've also, because we do so well in the writing self-publishing space. We've put together several high-ticket coaching offers that we offer to the people who purchase the writing stacks. And that leads us to our big event that we're having here in a couple of weeks. The event will be called the Book Profits Accelerator Live, and it's going live between April 27th and April 29th. And we can talk more about that as we go, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And so these stacks, and like I said, we had sent one out last year, and it was, yeah, from what I remember, it was $2,000 or $3,000 worth of different services and products for $49. You know, I heard from a lot of authors that that ordered it, and I didn't hear any complaints about it. That's for sure. And if they did have complaints, I know that you have like a money back return policy as well. So
yep,
really
we do have a 60-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee, and yeah, and we get raving reviews. People just go gaga over these things because there's just so much high quality information in the stacks.
Yeah, there's very little risk, for sure. So what is it that I guess motivates the person that is contributing to the stack? Is it just the idea that they're getting exposed to a whole lot of new potential customers? Is that why people contribute to it?
Yeah, there's really kind of two main benefits to a contributor to a stack. One is the ability to get their brand out in front of just a ton of highly targeted potential customers. It depends on the stack, and each one is a little different, but our stacks will average somewhere between about 300 and about 600,000 total email reach. And where we get that number is that's all of the contributors and affiliates lists combined, because everybody goes and shares it with their own list, right? And so it's a really good way to get your brand and your, expand your impact and your reach and get your brand in front of just a ton of people. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, of course, that we'll give them 70% affiliate commission on any of the stacks that they sell to their list. So it becomes an affiliate play on that side of it, where we issue them an affiliate link, and then they spread that far and wide during the launch week. And anybody that comes in on that link and purchases, we give them 70% of the sales price of the stack.
Yeah, that's a huge commission. I mean, you're giving away more than half of your
yes. Well more than half, and we've actually had some of our top contributors make above $50,000 with us in a 1 week launch in affiliate commissions. So that's what's possible. No guarantees on that, of course, but we've actually had that happen on numerous occasions.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great model. A lot of authors use that model to promote their own books too. They do these sort of like newsletter sharing with other authors that they're friends with, or they all sort of get together and create sort of a combined list that they then send their stuff to, which, it's a really good way to expand your reach beyond your own list, which is obviously always the most important thing, right? Is your list of customers and potential buyers. So you're branching out now, or maybe you've already done this before, but I haven't seen it before. This new thing that you're doing, the Book Profits Accelerator live event, right? So that's now you've gone beyond the bundle, the stack,
right?
And you're actually having a live event that spans multiple days, where people come on and you have guest speakers. It's sort of like almost like a writer conference.
It's it's a bit like a conference. There's a lot of teaching that's going to go on. Basically, so the background on it is about 18 months ago, almost 2 years ago, we decided that again, since most of our audience, are writers and self-publishers, that we would create a coaching offer for them. My partner Tom Morcus happens to be one of the top book marketing experts on the planet, really specifically kind of around the influencer marketing, kind of what you were just talking about, Craig, the influencer marketing and and the sharing aspect, and the getting other authors and or other influencers to help you share your book. And so that's kind of really what our Book Profits Accelerator program is about. It's a 12-week live coaching in a small group setting. It includes several different mastermind calls. There's 3 calls per week. One of them is a sort of a curriculum call where our head coach runs you through step by step through the program. And then there's several other calls. There's a fiction mastermind specifically, specifically aimed at fiction authors. That's a guy named Tom Levine runs that. Tom Levine is a Bram Stoker Award finalist. He's won a bunch of different awards. Actually plotted the comic book Spawn for a while. And he's a top influencer, fiction influencer. And he's been certified in our Book Profits Accelerator program. And so he runs that Thursday fiction mastermind call for us. And then, that's on Wednesday. And then Thursdays is the office hours, where you can actually come in and get individual help with your specific needs. What we do is we get together with you one-on-one when the program starts and identify a goal for you, find out where you are in your author journey, and then devise a roadmap through the program specifically to you, to your needs, to whatever books you're writing, whatever series you have going on, whether you're just brand new or whether you've got 10 books published already. Whether you're selling 0 or whether you're selling 1,000 books a year, we we can meet you at your level, right? And so we design the program around you, and then you can come in on that Thursday call and get individual help based on your specific needs, based on the goal that you set when you first entered the program.
So that's a separate thing than your live event, which is a 3-day event, right?
So we've been selling that program for about 18 months now, and we've been selling it really strictly just to the people who have purchased our writing stacks, and so it's just kind of been in-house. And so now we're ready to sort of bring it to a wider audience, right? And so to do that, what we've decided to do is launch this 3-day live event. And so it's called Book Profits Accelerator Live. And what we've done is updated the program. It's Book Profits Accelerator 2.0. And we've got several other things that we can show you. Now, the 3-day live event is really kind of designed to be its own event. And so there's going to be a ton of teaching. The Book Profits Accelerator is really quite an expensive program. But for only just a couple $100, you can come to this 3-day live event and get most of what we teach in Book Profits Accelerator out of the event. So it's really an awesome way for people to get introduced to our system, how we market books, and kind of come and get immersed for 3 days and get most of what we would teach you in the Book Profits Accelerator at that event.
Right. So the Book Profit Accelerator, the original, the OG, that's like you said it was 3 weeks. It's a 3-week course. So.
Book Profits Accelerator is a 12-week.
12-week.
12-week program, live coaching, plus a bunch of bonuses. And there's a whole bunch of sorry, my throat. There's a whole bunch of other bonus material. Courses and master classes and mini courses, and there's just a whole ton of stuff in Book Profits Accelerator. Yes,
right. So and then that's kind of, I guess, more one-on-one stuff, right? Or is it classes as well, or is it?
It's classes as well. There are on-demand digital courses within the program. The crux of the program, the key to it is the live coaching in a small group setting.
Right. Okay. So then the live event now is sort of, you've taken all that and you've sort of condensed it into 3 days, or like
It's
the best of the best.
very intense 3 days, and again, you'll get most of what you would get in a $5,000 course for a couple of $100 at this live event.
Right. And you have a whole bunch of guest speakers and stuff lined up too, I think, right?
Yes. Again, Tom Morcus, my partner, will be doing a lot of the speaking. Again, he's considered to be one of the world's experts in influencer marketing. And then we have several other speakers. Sue Campbell is a book marketing expert that we're going to come in. She's going to talk on your message matters is the name of her talk. We've got Kyle Gray. I don't know if you're familiar with Kyle, but he is an expert in origin stories. And so we're going to have him come in and talk about your origin story and how that relates to your marketing and how that can make you, help you be more, findable and relatable and discoverable in your marketing.
So that's the origin story of the author, not the origin story of the character in the book.
That's the origin story of the author.
That's
right. And so it really helps to understand your origin story and be able to tell your origin story in a way that draws people in and makes you discoverable and makes you relatable. And
yeah, that's
how
it
relates to how you approach your marketing.
Yeah, because on social media, I know that one of the things that a lot of authors struggle with is the connection to the audience, and thinking about social media in terms of, the goal is obviously for an author to, sell more books and promote their brand, right? But you can't just do that. And that's the issue that a lot of authors have, is that, that's the only time they use their social media is like, hey, I got a new book, or, whatever. And people don't respond to that. They need to be more personal in their social media. They need to share more. They need to talk more about their origin story, I guess.
And that's the thing. We don't want you spending hours and hours and hours on social media. We don't want you to, dance on TikTok or whatever. Right. But there is a way to use social media to enable you to reach out to people more effectively. That's what day 2 at the conference is at the program is going to talk about, is our system, the system that we utilize of influencer marketing and partner marketing to get your books. We call it the 100 mini Oprahs strategy, right? So it's one of those things where, what would have happened? Oprah doesn't have the power that she used to have, but 10 years ago, what would have happened if you had gotten on Oprah and then had her recommend your book, right? Household name worldwide instantly. You'd sell thousands, maybe millions of books in the next few days after that. Again, Oprah's not going to do that for you these days. But the good news is that there are the way things have played out over the last 10 years is that there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of mini Oprahs in your space, no matter what it is. I don't care what genre you write in or who you are or what you're doing. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of what we call mini Oprahs out there, people who have networks, audiences of people who are looking for a book exactly like the one you just wrote, right? And so we teach you how to identify those networks, find out where they are, find out where they're hiding online, and then reach out to and develop a relationship with the owners and founders of those networks, and ultimately have them share your book with their audiences. And so, we've really devised a way where people can sell literally thousands and thousands of books without ever going anywhere near a paid ad or spending hours and hours on social media.
Wow, that's really, that's a great idea. I know that, with the Oprah thing, she had her book club, right? So you're right. She would, as soon as she would say, this is my pick or whatever, then it would sell tons of copies. And then, the trick is finding those people that are out there now and connecting with them. I guess, they often charge to promote your book. So I guess you also have to figure out, the cost benefit analysis of.
Yeah, no, we don't want you paying to play there. We feel like we can get it figured out so that you can collaborate with them so that they don't charge. And there's a way to do that. And that's what I was just going to say is that, the good news about Oprah was that, you'd sell millions of books, but the bad news was there's only a few people that were able to get on her show, right? Of the millions of authors out there, there's only, probably less than 100 a year that would get on her show, right? And so the gate was very high. The access was very limited. And so with our program, you'll be able to find these literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people with audiences who are not household names. They're the barrier to entry to their world is very low, and so it's not easy. It's not it's not like falling off a log, but it's very, very possible to reach out to them in a certain way. And again, there's a whole system to it, and have them positively respond back to you, develop a relationship with them, and ultimately have them share your book with their audiences.
Yeah, I mean, that alone, I think, would be worth the price of admission, as they say. That is definitely something that is difficult these days. I mean, everybody's got a TikTok account or a Twitter account, and it's hard to even gauge who the people are that are the influencers, and a lot of them do charge. So the idea that there is a network out there or a way to take advantage of it.
Understand that when I say influencer marketing, I'm not talking about Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the guy dancing on TikTok. When we talk about influencers, we're talking about people, real, normal, regular people. Some of them authors, some of them maybe not authors, but people who have audiences. They maybe got a course, or they've got they deal in your niche in some way, but they've got a list and they've got an audience, and you're able to get with them and line up a bunch of them and collaborate with them.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of times more powerful anyways, because those people that are the paid influencers, they're always pimping something, right? And so I think a lot of their audience is sort of taking those with a grain of salt, kind of thing. Like, she's getting paid by Pepsi to drink a Pepsi now, or whatever, right? So it's better if you can reach somebody that doesn't normally promote things, because then it seems much more genuine. Yep,
exactly. It's basically word of mouth advertising on steroids.
That's a good way of putting it. Yep. Okay, so that's a lot of cool people. Is there on the website, is there a list of all the speakers and the times, or do people have to basically just show up all day to make sure that they know?
The event is designed as a journey. Actually, the tagline on it is "Your Hero's Journey," right? So that's kind of the meme that we're using for it. And we want people to show up on early on day one and stay till late on day 3, because it's designed as a journey. If you just kind of come in and out, you won't get what you'll be lost. You won't get what we're talking about. And so it's designed where we're going to take you, we're going to progress you through how we do these things and teach you how we do these things and explain it all. And if you just come in and out a little bit, you won't get the value.
That makes sense. So is it an interactive thing as well?
Very much interactive. We'll have breakout sessions and hot seat sessions, and it's not just deliver the information and leave. It's very interactive. It's very much we want you to come and participate with us.
How many people are you expecting or hoping for or anticipating?
Well, we've got a little over 400 people signed up already, and we're looking for somewhere between 500 and 700 people to come to the event.
That's amazing. That's a real number.
Yeah, and it's virtual, right? And so it's a lot of people will pay to go to one of these conferences, and they'll have to get on a plane and spend 3 days in a hotel and meals and all that stuff. We want you to sleep in your own bed, get up, grab a cup of coffee, sit in your own chair and tune in and just get a ton of really, really usable stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like you will. Are you teaching any of the sessions yourself?
Yes. Okay. Yep. I'll be teaching. Basically, I'm the MC. I'm kind of the face of the thing. So I'll be with her, with you all day long, kind of in and out. And I'm going to teach why are you here? What's your origin story? And I'll be going through my origin story, which is which I don't really have time to go into here, but it's I think it's pretty inspiring, actually. I didn't start online until I was well over 50 years old, and had been wanting. I'd been in the corporate sales world for years and hated it, and had constantly, ever since I was in high school, I'd wanted to create my own business of some kind. And so finally, when I was in my late 50s, I was able to figure out how to get online and start a business. And Infostack is now a 7-figure business. And so my origin story is all about not giving up. And when you're at your low point is when you really need to make some decisions and decide on your pathway and find mentors and things like that. So again, I won't give it all away, but it's quite a story.
Yeah, for sure. I think your origin story and mine are probably very similar. I spent a lot of time in the corporate America as well, thinking I don't like this at all, and I wanted to do my own thing. Yeah. Nothing worse than that, right? But yeah, that I completely agree. You have to be able to follow your own path, do what you need. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're just going to be a miserable person in general, right?
Absolutely.
So, and mentors are super, super important. We talk about that all the time. And Roland and I, came from the same sort of thing where we had a writers group when we first started doing this not that long ago, less than 10 years ago, or about 10 years ago at this point. And without those mentors, without those people sort of all helping each other, we wouldn't be where we were today and where we are today.
Yep.
And so, I completely, see the value in something like this. There's no reason to do these things alone, right? I mean, back when we started, there kind of was, because it was so new. But now, you don't need to do them alone. You might as well learn from the experts and stand on the shoulders of giants and get that boost. Why start from zero when you can
be willing to invest in yourself, I would say. Mm-hmm. And this I always say is that we've got some things that we can sell you that will really, really help you. But even if you didn't pick us, I would say pick somebody and pay for some information. You know what I mean? Get the right information and don't be afraid to spend that money. When I got together with the person who is now my partner, Tom Morcus, I joined one of his masterminds. I had this idea for Infostack, and it was a great idea. I knew it would work, I just couldn't quite figure out how to get the rubber to the road, get it out there, get it launched. And so I had talked to a bunch of different people, and I finally for some reason he resonated with me, and vice versa. And so I spent money I didn't have, spent about $3,000 that I did not have, and joined his mastermind. And 6 months later, we launched the first Infostack, and we made $75,000 in 1 week in top line revenue with that first Infostack launch.
With your first one, that's amazing.
First one. I quit my job 30 days later. I've never looked back since.
Yeah, that is very inspiring for sure. See, it's we say that all the time to authors. You have to be willing to invest a little. Sure, you could do your own cover, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because it might not be what a good cover designer could do for you. And if you can maybe spend a couple $100, but end up with a much stronger product in the end, it's worth the investment, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, I agree too that it's not about who you choose necessarily, because a lot of the times, Roland and I do one-on-one consultations with authors as well, but I still will have them on, I'll have other people that do that on the podcast talking about their services as well, because it doesn't matter whether you come to us or to them. It's just, you need to find somebody that fits and jives with what you want to do, that has that experience already, and learn from them. And it's so worth the investment.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, I've worked with you guys before. I know that the product is quality. I mean, I haven't taken, the Book Accelerator course, but I have no doubt that it's going to be, a fantastic course, even just from what you're talking about here. So I have no qualms in recommending it to people, and I don't recommend too many products. So it's always something that I have to think is really provide value. Otherwise, it's bad, for your own, like if I start, saying, hey, buy this and do that and do that, and then people are like, yeah, this is garbage, then I just look bad, right? So it's always better to, like I was saying before, if you're pimping everything, people just stop listening, right? I only make sure that I only talk about the things that I really think are worth the time in examining.
Yeah, awesome.
You had me when you said there were no lead magnets.
I'm sorry, what? Say it again?
Oh, you had me when you said there were no lead magnets, because oftentimes you'll get these bundles and it'll be just like soft sell introductions to something else you can buy from each person.
Yeah. And it's not like people don't offer other stuff when you're done consuming their stuff, but we want to make sure that whatever they give us is a real product and is something that has value. We try to be really really cognizant of not overblowing the value of the products. We want it to be that retail price that is currently for sale for. We try not to overblow the values of the stacks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the one that we talked about last year, I bought that one myself, and it was, it was full of courses and full books. It wasn't, some pamphlet about, here's the 5 steps you need, and for more information, come
here's
to my
the
website.
checklist.
Yeah, for sure. So for Infostack, what are some of the other sort of big verticals that you guys do?
Well, we have 3 main verticals. Of course, they're writing, self-publishing, and we work in a health vertical, health and fitness, stuff like our keto lifestyle Superstack. We've done a gut health Superstack. We've got a women's health and wellness thing coming up. So we do some things there. And then, of course, we have the online business and marketing vertical as well.
And then when the course or the normal 12-week accelerator thing that you do for writing, do you do that for the other verticals, or is it just writing that you have that?
We haven't yet. We're talking about here this spring and early summer putting together the same kind of a thing for the online business vertical. And it's actually going to be very similar because you can use some of these same tactics of influencer marketing and partner marketing to drive traffic to your course or to your whatever it is you're doing, your online product.
Right. So now if somebody has an interest in, just one sort of aspect of all those things that you do, are they able to, through your site, hire that one? Like, let's say they just want to learn about influencer marketing. Could they go and just hire the one expert on that to work with them, have consults or work with them one-on-one, or they have to take sort of the full?
Yeah, no, we don't do a lot of one-on-one like that. In Book Profits Accelerator, you will be able to get one-on-one help, but it would have to be through that program.
Right. And so for the live event, that's coming up. That's coming on April 27th to 29th. Right?
Yep.
And I don't know 100% sure when this episode will drop, but my hope is that it will be at least a couple weeks before that, hopefully on the 13th. So that'll still give people some time to sign up. What's the cost of the course?
Well, that's a good question because right now it's $147. It's retail priced at $495. $497. I think we had it. But we've got a discount happening right now. And between now and the 13th, we've got a webinar that's happening on the 13th here in a couple of days. So again, I'm not sure when this is going to air. But
probably on the morning of the 13th.
Really? Okay. So if you can, and you'll be able to drop a link, will you? Okay. Yeah. I'll get you that link. And so, if you can either come to that webinar, or you can just go to the sales page and purchase a ticket, and it'll be $147. Midnight on the 13th, that's going to go up to like $297 or something like that.
Okay, so and then does it keep going up till it gets to the 447?
And we get close, get into that week of the event itself. It'll go up to the 497 or whatever it is. Yeah, and so it definitely makes sense to get in as soon as you can and get a ticket before the price goes up.
Yeah, for sure. The 297 will last, I guess, about a week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So they'll have at least that much.
Yes.
Time.
And you know what, too? I'll make you the deal where if somebody hears this and it's gone past the 13th, and I'll give you my email address as well. And if you hear this and you want to get in for $147 and you email me, I'll get you in for $147.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
The price of admission. So, okay, so I don't know if you can tie that to the link that we'll give, but if not, then we can figure out how to do that. But I don't know that you want to necessarily give your email address out on a YouTube or podcast. I don't know, maybe not.
No, I'd be glad to give my email address out. And just ping me. That's what I do all day is talk to people. So ping me, let me know if you hear this and you want to get in for $147. Ping me and I will. I'll make sure that we get you. We'll get you there.
So you want to tell them your email address then?
Yeah, my email is Cary, Cary at Infostack.io. So Cary, Cary at Infostack.io.
All right. Well, then there you go. We will leave that as part of this episode for people to discover if they make it this far. That'll be the incentive to listen to the end.
There you go.
I'll put that in the blurb so that people know that they have to listen if they want to get the price cheaper.
Special deal. Special for you only.
Awesome. Okay, so do you have any more self-publishing stacks planned
Yes.
in the near future?
Yes, of course. So today, this won't do your listeners any good because they won't hear this until later, but our romance stack is ending today. And we will do that again later in the summer. But that's the Romance Writers Super Stack. It's aimed at people who want to learn how to write romances, scale the romance writing business, and anything related to writing romance. So that's that one. And then we have in June, the flagship one, the original one that I was talking about. We have Write, Publish, Profit 6.0. It's the 6th year in a row that we will have done it. So that goes off in late June 20th through the 27th.
And that's the one that we had told people about last year. The Write, Publish, Publish, Profit. Yeah.
Yep. And then in late July, we've got our nonfiction writers super stack. So again, people that are looking to learn how to and or scale a nonfiction writing business and or turn a nonfiction book into a business. So that'll happen in late July. And then in November, during Black Friday week, we have our Writer's Craft Super Stack. So that's a lot of this other stuff has been teaching people how to sell their books. That one is how to write your book. That's, writing characters, structuring your novel, planning out your novel, avoiding writer's block, stuff like that.
That's all really useful stuff. The writer's block, especially.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And that, like I said, that's the stack that we had talked about last year, and it was like just full of the Write, Publish, Profit one is the one that we had talked about, and it really was filled with really useful. And I assume it's all different stuff this year.
We rebuild them every year. So, and it's not like some of the contributors don't come back to us, but yeah, it'll be certainly different every year that we do it.
Fantastic. Now, unfortunately, we are running towards the top of the hour, so we're going to have to wrap things up. But that's been, I mean, I think people are going to find it really interesting listening to everything you said, and like it seems you share one of the things that Craig and I have when we work with other authors is like we want to provide value. We don't want to be like selling them junk and stuff. And it seems like that's your philosophy as well, providing value to authors and really helping them out.
We try really hard to over deliver on everything we do. Yes.
That's a great philosophy. So we've got your email address that you sneakily said for people who made it through this far into the podcast, and we'll put your contact details down below. But if anybody had missed it, where can everybody go to Infostack, find out everything and get involved? Yeah.
So, there's a number of different things. You can just go to infostack.io, and that's the main page. And then just get me at that email address, Cary@infostack.io, and then I'll give you the link to the sales page for the event ticket, and they can click on that and go straight and buy a ticket right there as well.
Fantastic. Right. Yeah, I have that link. We'll put it at the bottom of this in the blurb of this episode. Yes. And then they can book that. And if it's like you said, if they've gotten this far and it's after the 13th and they still want to get the good price, they can book it. They can send you an email and you'll
I would encourage everybody to come to the event. I mean, if you're serious at all about developing a solid, repeatable, consistent income from your writing, I mean, this could literally be a life-changing event for you.
That's quite a sales message, isn't it?
Yes. We've got a bunch of social proof. We can show you people that we've helped, and we've had some of our students have like 2,000% increase in their book sales, and wow. I mean, I've got facts and figures that I can show you to back that up.
That is fantastic. We might have to be back to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the program works. The program flat works if you work it, and we'll show you how to work it.
Well, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to go over all of these details with us, Cary. Do you have any final thoughts, Craig, before we wrap things up?
No, I mean, thanks again for taking the time. I know it's really busy in the lead up to a big event like this, but I think it's really worthwhile for people to really hear it from you rather than me just, saying, hey, here's another course to try. We're able to get all the information, really understand what it is and the value that you're bringing and why it's worth it, to take the 3 days and focus and do this course.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you very much indeed, Cary. We really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed what Cary had to say, make sure that you leave a comment down below and hit that like button while you're down there. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And we'll be back next week with another episode of Fully Booked. Thank you so much for joining us.